of Talk Evergreen. Talk Evergreen is broadcast live from the Evergreen Baptist Church at 408 West MacArthur Boulevard here in the city of Oakland, California. Talk Evergreen features interesting people, topics, and points of view. And now, Talk Evergreen and your host, Sister Tanya Sellers.
Good evening and welcome back to Talk Evergreen. My name is Tanya Sellers and I am the Evangelistic Growth Group Director here at Evergreen Missionary Baptist Church of Oakland, California. If you have not done so already, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And please share this broadcast. List your city and your state in the chat and let us know where you're watching from. And please feel free to ask questions as we are live. Also, be sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Evergreen of Oakland. I'm very excited to be here tonight with our live audience. And we have a very special guest with us this evening. Tonight's discussion is with the church girl, the college graduate, the professional, the mother, the wife, and the first lady of Evergreen Missionary Baptist Church, Wanda L. Brandon. I bet you never had an intro like that. Okay, all right. We love good intros here, yes. So welcome to Talk Evergreen. And here at Evergreen, we know you as First Lady, but tonight we want to know what makes Wanda Brandon. We know you can't tell us everything. We're gonna keep it cute. But we want to know about you because I think oftentimes with first ladies, of course, it's all about your spouse because they are the pastor, the bishop, and the shepherd. So yes, it is all about them. But I think sometimes people forget that there are wings beneath them that holds them up mostly all the time, right? Yeah. So, and you have your own personality, your own life, and we want to know a little bit more about you. So, tell us a little bit about yourself. Who is Wanda L. Brandon? Don't leave anything out.
I am probably the quietest of the whole Brandon clan.
Okay.
So, me and Isaiah are pretty much alike. But it probably started because my father was in the military. And being in the military, we traveled like almost every 6 months.
Okay.
So I never had a chance to just meet people and have a best friend. So I was always kind of a loner. And I think because of that, it made me an introvert.
Okay.
So like I don't have social skills at all. If I'm in a crowded room, I'm just gonna sit there until someone comes and talks to me. I'm not the one that's gonna go.
You all don't believe this about the social skills.
Haven't you noticed, like whenever there's a dinner here, bishops walking all over the place, and I'm just sitting at the table because I'm like, do I get up and go with him or do I sit?
That's too cute.
I am such an introvert.
But you know what? That does make sense with you saying that you all moved like literally every 6 months.
Yeah.
Would you move to different cities, different states, or
different states, different countries?
Wow.
The only country that I went to was Japan, though.
Okay.
And we did almost every state there is. I've lived in almost every state.
Wow.
So, yeah.
From what age to what age did this happen?
From before I was born until my dad retired when I was in the 8th grade.
Okay.
So that was like, 13 years?
Wow, of traveling.
Yeah.
How old were you when you all were in Japan?
I was in the 4th grade. I was 9 years old.
Wow. How long were you there?
About almost a year, because I did the 4th grade there. Yeah.
Okay, tell us more about this.
So when we when we left on a Tuesday, and when we got there, it was just now Tuesday.
Okay,
So
all right.
that was pretty funny. But I learned a few words, but I forgot most of them. The only one I remember now is konnichiwa.
Okay, right.
Yeah, that's about all I remember.
Was it difficult meeting people at such a young age in Japan, and the culture differences in Japan? How was it? Do you remember?
It wasn't that bad because we lived on the base. So most of the kids were military.
That does make a big difference.
We were all military kids, and so it wasn't bad at all.
Okay.
There were certain places that we weren't supposed to go. We would go anyway. Like, we weren't supposed to go behind the base. I didn't know it was a tombstone. I didn't know it was tombstone. And we'd go playing back there, and and then it was like barbed wire. So like when I fell and slit my wrist right here. It was my first time getting stitches.
Yeah.
Just bad.
So most of your friends were on the base?
On the base, yes.
Okay, all right. That totally makes sense. What state do you remember is where you hold the fondest memories?
Key West, Florida.
Why?
Because during that time, it was different. There was a beach there.
Okay.
It was military base. There was a beach. It was, every day after school, we just ran to Marathon Beach.
Wow.
We would have fun at the beach. And the hardest thing was moving back away from Key West to, my dad came to San Antonio, and we thought we could wear the same type of clothes to school.
Oh, yeah, big difference.
So in Key West, you can wear halter tops and shorts and flip flops, all that. The school, not me, my sister went to school trying to do that, and that didn't work.
Yeah, they weren't having that.
It didn't work.
Now, what branch of the military?
He was in the Air Force.
Oh, in the Air Force.
He was in the Air Force for 31 years.
Yeah. Wow. Did that ever make you think of joining the military?
Never.
Why is that?
I think I just wanted to go to college, and there was a particular college I wanted to go to, and it just stuck in my mind till I got there.
Okay, all right. So you kind of knew what you wanted to do. Let's talk a little bit about your upbringing in Florida, and then growing up in Texas. Do I have that? That's correct?
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
All right. So how long were you in Florida? Well, besides the moving around, but how long were you in Florida?
Most of my dad's tours were in Florida.
Okay.
And we were although he was Air Force, we were always at a Navy base because he was into cryptology and stuff like that. But so I remember Tampa, Florida in the first and second grade. Third grade, we were in Minnesota. In fourth grade, in Japan. And then fifth grade, we were in Key West, Florida.
Wow.
So,
now, how many siblings?
There's 6 of us.
Okay.
4 boys and 2 girls.
Okay. All right.
And
all right. So you all had your own little crew.
Oh, yeah.
So you didn't get too lonely.
No, never.
Okay.
It was loud. All the time loud. With the boys, my sister was always off doing her thing. She was a cheerleader. She was all these things that a girl wanted to be. I was playing football with the boys.
Okay, all right.
My knees scraped.
You're doing all fun stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so then after Florida, you all relocated to Texas, correct?
Yes.
What part of Texas?
San Antonio.
Okay, all right. And how long did you live in San Antonio, Texas?
We stayed there from 8th grade all the way until I got married and moved to Shreveport.
Okay, all right.
That was a long
So how did you like Texas?
Oh, I love San Antonio. I didn't know that everybody doesn't wake up and eat a taco for breakfast. I was like, wait, there's no tacos in Shreveport? So when we moved to Shreveport, that was like different for me.
Yeah. Did you, when you were leaving Texas, well, you actually left Texas to go to school, didn't you? Or
my school was in San Antonio.
Okay, so let's talk about that. You graduated from Our Lady of Lake University, where you earned a Bachelor of Business Administration and a Master of Science in Nonprofit management.
Yes.
That's a mouthful.
Yes.
So let's talk about that. Why did you choose those particular subjects?
First of all, business management, because I loved working in offices. I just like trying to look like an executive. In high school.
But better yet, you probably one of those smarty pants. You're really smart.
Kinda.
Yeah, okay.
In
I
high
get
school,
it.
I was in FBLA and OES, Future
All right.
Business Leaders of America, and Office Education Association. So I was in those clubs.
All right.
And besides the chess club also, but I was in those clubs. And
Wait, okay, you're not just going to, not talk or elaborate on that. You were in the chess club.
I was in the chess club.
Wow.
I never pledged or anything in college because I was in the chess club. Yeah.
Okay, so how did you get involved in the chess club?
I started playing chess in middle school with my brothers.
All right.
One of my older brothers was really good at chess, and he taught me, and so we started playing. And then there was a chess club at our school that he was in. So by the time I was able to get in the club, I joined the chess club, and we went to tournaments like almost every weekend.
Wow.
And,
Wow. Well, chess, I don't play chess, but I know chess is very calculating. Yeah, it's
very fun.
Yeah. You're
Unless
always...
you play with Bishop, because he cheats.
Okay. Bishop, you hear that? He cheats. Okay. We may have to have on one of our game nights here at Evergreen. We're going to be playing chess, so it's going to be you against Bishop. And we're going to see who wins. So, Master of Science in Nonprofit Management. What does that mean?
It means that most of my concentration is in nonprofit organizations. My first job was at Southwest Research Institute, and it was all nonprofit. They operated on grants and all the thing. It was owned by Tom Slick. And I started off in high school, right after high school. I started off in data entry, in the purchasing department, but then I eventually moved to the Center for Nuclear Waste. And in that area, I mean, there was so much different research that they did, and I just got interested in projects and just being able to fund projects. I just like to see things happen and make them happen. So like when our eldest son was murdered, we started a boys' home in Shreveport, and it was my job to get all the money for it. You know, so I started writing grants, and I started just doing all kind of funding for that. We also had like an after school program where the kids learned how to fly drones. And if they were 16, they got their drone pilot license. We had a computer lab where they learned how to code. And we had a club called Girls Who Code. We had another club called Drones for Girls. And then we had after school tutoring. And then we got these smart boards through a company where we had these boards that would like drop us right into the school's curriculum. So whatever the teacher was teaching, we were able to get into that curriculum, and the kids could come after school, and whatever their teacher posted for homework, we could drop it down and they could get help with it. So
this was all in Shreveport.
In Shreveport, yes.
Wow. And so that's currently still going on? Okay.
Yes.
All right. So are you like our bishop in terms of, do you like to initiate and then delegate, which is a great thing to do, because everybody doesn't know how to delegate. And that, to me, that's the only way you will be able to accomplish as much as you want to. You know, you teach, and then you give it to that person. You delegate to the right person. So is that one of your traits? Are you good at delegating?
I'm a little different. I initiate, and then I want to stay right there and hold it.
Okay.
You know,
all right.
So Bishop's like,
because that's your baby.
Yeah.
You want to make sure people don't mess it
Exactly. Especially like when we had our after school program. I just, Bishop would be like, let's go to dinner. No, I got to go to after school program. And he's like, you got leaders that can do that. No, the kids want to see me.
Yeah.
So we would give them dinner and then help them with their homework, and they went to their different areas.
So you said in college you did not pledge. Was that purposely?
It really was.
Okay.
I felt like I didn't have time. What happened was my parents got divorced right before I went to high school, and I wasn't going to go to college at all. I just said, I'm not going to college. I'm going to stay here. I had a job, so I'm just going to work and do my thing. Well, there was my boss on my job, Jack Buckley, said, listen, you're going to college. I'm like, no, I'm not.
Wow.
He says, if I pay your way to college, are you going? And I was like, if you get me in Our Lady of the Lake, I'll go. He said, you take the test and I'll get the
Now, why that particular college?
I don't know. I just thought it was a beautiful campus. I just loved it was like an old building.
Okay.
And I wasn't Catholic at all, but I just loved the building.
Okay.
And so, yeah.
And did you reside there on campus?
No, I stayed at home.
Okay.
They can't cook like mama.
You wanted that home cooking.
Oh yeah. I stayed and then I had my own apartment too, so I just went home. I did.
And did you enjoy college?
I did. I mean, I enjoyed college to the fullest. I did everything.
Okay.
I did it all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What about making friends in college? Were you able to do that?
I had friends, but I didn't hang with anybody.
Okay.
I've always been pretty much a loner. Friends, like if we had group projects, then I was right there, you know, in it. But as far as, you know, on the weekend, hanging out with somebody, I didn't really do that.
Okay.
I was living by myself trying to pay them bills.
We are learning so much about you this evening. But you know what? I love it because I think when people are vulnerable and open, it helps you to really understand who they are, what they may be doing, what they may not do. Because I think a lot of people misconstrue when a person is shy or introverted. They may say, "Oh, well, that person is stuck up," and I'm sure you've gotten that, and you are so far from that. Yeah, but
I'm so super shy. When Bishop started the church in Shreveport, he would tell me, "Call the members," and I would just be holding the phone, tears just. What if they're busy? What if they don't want to talk? And I would just call people and say, "Hi, I'm Sister Brandon," and they'd be like, "Hey, how you doing?" And you know, it took a minute, but I would just be shaking. I'd be so nervous. I'm like, I can't do it. I can't call the members.
Well, I bet Bishop, because our Bishop is so outgoing. I bet you he has helped you along the way. Yeah, absolutely. Because you all have been married for how many years?
35 years.
35 years. That is.
And there's no way before he started, you know, would I ever get up and speak before people. I never did that until I met him.
So we're gonna segue into how did you all meet, you and Bishop? We don't want to know all your business, but we just want to know a little bit about how did you meet?
So my dad was the chairman of the deacon board, and he was the church bus driver. So one day, my dad called, because I wasn't in church at the time. I had just, you know, decided, oh, well. Okay. So my dad called, and he said, listen, I'm running late on my bus. There's a young man who needs a ride to church. I need you to pick him up and just drop him off. I ain't asking you for nothing. Just drop him off. Now, I would go to church on Young Adult Sunday because then I could be secretary of the Sunday school. But other than that, I didn't go. Okay. So we picked him up. Me and my sister-in-law, we were like bad. We were like wasted from the night before, right? So it was like, man, we don't even have time to take a shower. Let's just go. Right. And we smelled like the bar the night before. And so we picked him up, and he was just, you know, he didn't judge us or anything. Okay. He was just like, you know, how are you all doing? And, you know, are y'all staying for church? And we're like, nah, we can't stay like this. He goes, well.
But did you know he was a minister at that time?
I did. My dad
told
me.
All right.
So he said, next Sunday, I'll be speaking. I would love for y'all to come.
Mm-hmm.
And we were like, we'll think about it, So I purposely set my labs on Sunday for school. I did all my labs during church time, so I wouldn't have to go because that my mom would be on us about going to church.
Right,
and
right.
And so finally, I after that, he saw me in a hallway at church, and he says, it was like a lame rap. He goes, "I'm your friend. Here's my number." And I was at that point where I was just about to not come back. That
Bishop, I'm sorry, but that was kind of lame. But it worked.
The funny thing is, I was dating a guy. I was dating a doctor, and he was a very nice guy. And Bishop told me, he's like, "Guy you with, he's not the one." And I was like, "You don't know what you're talking about?" I went off. He's like, "You can say what you want, but he's not the one."
Okay.
And then he says, "You're on your high horse and the Lord's going to bring you down." And I'm like, whatever.
Wow.
And so I was in the car with my sister. I'll never forget it. And my sister, I don't know if she ran a red light or what, but this car almost hit us.
Okay.
And because he told me, he said, "You're going to taste death." And I was like, whatever. And so I called him after that. I was like, I want Jesus. I want this.
He made you repent.
Yeah, because that next Sunday when we went to church, he preached, "How can you say you love me and treat me the way you do?"
Okay.
And I was like, and then the next time we went back, he preached, "Who's pulling your string?" So by then, me and my sister-in-law were looking at each other like, and my brother would sit behind us, and my brother was like, because Bishop was from Oakland, and all we knew about Oakland was Jim Jones. So my brother was like, don't go. And we're like,
so you wasn't thinking, but you wasn't feeling Oakland at all. Okay.
No. And then he was loud. So like when I would come to do the secretary of the Sunday school, it was always with a hangover. So he would be up in like doing a review of the Sunday school, and he would be so loud. I'd be like, "Man, be quiet."
I love your honesty. Never would you have imagined back then that would be the man that you would marry.
He wasn't even my type. I like thugs. I did. Wife beater, cigarette hanging out the mouth. That was my jam.
Bishop, I'm not making her say this at all.
So look, Bishop calls me one day and he says, "Hey, I want to go to the mall. Go with me." And I was like, "Now, why would I go to the mall with you? You're not even in my social class, no." So then I called my little brother and I'm like, "Hey, this, the youth pastor wants to go to the mall." And he asked me to go with him. And I told my brother, "Meet me there." So my brother met us there and we were just walking the mall, right?
Okay.
And we went in the jewelry store. And I really didn't know this man like that. So we were in a jewelry store and he says, "If you were to get married, which ring would you pick?" And I'm like, that one. We're just looking at rings. And then we went to the food court to eat. And he was like, first of all, I was with my gang. I was with my crew by then.
Right.
And he's walking up to my crew like, "How are you guys doing today?" And I'm like, no. And they're like, "Who is this?" I'm like, "He's a preacher at our church. Just ignore him." And so then he says, "Excuse me," and he left. Came back with a little bag in his hand. I didn't think nothing of it. I thought he shopped, he bought something. And then he tells me, "My parents are coming to town. And I want you to come and have dinner with us." And I'm like, first you at the mall.
Like, why?
Now you and your parents. I'm like, this ain't something I would do. I'm too cool for that. So I went and we were on the Riverwalk. He gets on a knee and he said, "God says you're my wife." And me just straight up ignorant. I'm like, I don't even know if you know how to kiss. I was just ignorant.
Wow.
I was in shock.
But you said yes.
Eventually.
Okay.
Yeah, I did. Because I didn't know him.
The nerve of you, Bishop.
I did not know him like that. I was like, I don't know You know, we did
okay.
things.
And I've heard a lot of stories of how people got together, but I think that takes the cake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He would call me and say, "Hey, I'm emceeing a musical tonight," and I would show up at the musical, you know, just to see.
Yeah, to support them.
Yeah, but other than that, it wasn't. Maybe we did dinner a couple of times, but it wasn't like even an insinuation that he liked me. It was just like I was just one of his friends, you know. It wasn't.
Wow. It's not many conversations that leave me speechless, but I'm kind of speechless right now. So I think this would be a good time for us to take a break. We're going to take a quick intermission while Brother Donald Taylor and Sister Candace, while they both bless us in song. And the song that we're going to hear tonight was written by and produced by Brother Donald Taylor. But don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we will continue our conversation right here on Talk Evergreen. In the meantime, we will participate in our giving. Those of us in the sanctuary will be giving, and you online can give as well. They have different ways you can give right on the screen. And remember, on Wednesdays, all of our giving goes towards our missions, where we help our youth that we have adopted in Ghana. So don't forget to give. We'll be right back after the song selection.
Knocking at the door of my heart. Well, I asked him to step right on in and make himself at home. Oh Lord, my heart has been broken and I can't hardly see my way. Jesus said, hey, you don't have to worry, because I am the way maker, making a way out of no way. Morning, noon, and night, I'll be with you always. Confusion stood in front of my face, saying trouble and madness is on the way. Oh Lord, I'm starting to shake, because I don't want to stumble and I don't want to break. I know the Lord will stand by me and shelter me in time of storm. He said, and you won't have to worry, because I am the way maker, making a way out of no way. Morning, noon, and night, I'll be with you always. If you ask anything in my name, I will do it. And if you love me, keep my commandments. And I will pray to the Father that he would send you another comforter that will abide with you forever. I'm gonna serve the Lord God with all my heart and soul. He said, and you won't have to worry, because I am the way maker, making a way out of no way, way maker, making a way out of no way,
Welcome back to Talk Evergreen, and my guest this evening is our First Lady, Sister Wanda L. Brandon. So I want to skip to what you're currently doing now. You are currently serving as grant specialist at the Martin Luther King Jr. Freedom Center here in Oakland. Now, one of our past mayors, the Honorable Elihu Harris, is the presiding chair of the board of directors, and our current mayor, the Honorable Barbara Lee, is one of the founding members. Tell us your association with this great center.
I was working there, but because of my travels, I had to stop. I loved it there. It was a wonderful place. Good mission. It was just teaching children to have a voice, and that's something I wish I had as a little girl, was just the opportunity to have a voice, to speak up for what I thought or what. And so that's what the Martin Luther King Center does. Currently, I am still working for the boys' home in Shreveport. Still writing grants for that, and I work for the Ben D. Johnson Educational Center in Natchitoches, Louisiana, which is a workforce development program that I was writing grants for, and a few other people. But I have like a.
So for those of you who don't know, what exactly does a grant writer do?
A grant writer is really, to me, I think it's just a glorified fundraiser. So okay. I get the money.
All right.
I get the money.
Okay, that's a good analogy.
Yeah. So,
all right.
And I just believe that grant writers, you have to tell the story. Tell, like, especially with the boys' home, it's always telling the story. We want this money because there are young boys in the streets who just need hope. We will serve as the last resort for these young men when they come through, and each of our boys has a different story.
Yeah.
And for the after-school program, we want to educate children. Children are falling behind in so many different subjects, so we want to educate them. With our Girls Who Code program, there's a gender gap in technology with girls. So getting money, saying, hey, we want to build girls to be scientists. We want girls to be in STEM. We want girls, to have the same advantage as the boys. And with drones for girls is getting girls to be pilots, drone pilots. And so there's a lot of money out there for drone pilots. And so our program, we worked with, and his name just escapes me right now, Tony out of New York. He would come in the summertime, train our students on the drones, and those that were 16 and older, he would prepare them for the pilot test. And at 16, you can get a license to be a drone pilot.
Wow. A drone pilot. Tell us exactly, what does a drone pilot do?
One of the most interesting things that a drone pilot does, like at the Super Bowl games, you see the footage of the game from up high, and you see the little drones, so there are cameras on the drones, and so you can take pictures.
How that is done. Okay.
Yes, and so like here in Oakland, they just started using drones for crime.
Okay.
So now
I have read about
drones,
that.
and then so that's what drones do.
Wow, okay. We're learning something new here. Yeah. That's excellent. Now, does the grant writer also have to know the right language?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Language is important, not because sometimes, and like some people say, oh, I just write grants with AI, but AI doesn't have feelings. But you need to put the emotions into it. You have to let them know, we really need this money. And so the best story normally wins. And so it's the passion in it. It's the, you just got to tell the story.
Yeah.
And AI can't tell a story. AI can give you the right words, the right grammar, but they can't get in there and get those feelings in there, like what it would mean to, like I use Bishop for the example, what it means for a father to have his son murdered. Yeah. And then that father goes back to get other men, young men, and bring them in and let them know that there's a better way of life.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you just got to tell the story. And I keep an elevator speech. If I'm somewhere, in especially like when I was in Shreveport, you keep an elevator speech. If the mayor or the senators, any of those people are around, you just say, yeah, you wait for your minute,
right,
and then you just drop it on them.
Right.
Our boys home, So Bishop was better. Bishop was more of the spokesperson than I was, because again, that introvert stuff.
So you would be you are kind of considered you're a good speech writer.
Yeah, exactly.
You can write excellent speeches.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah,
because you got to have a great speech writer.
Yeah, I'm the brains.
Yeah, exactly. I know he's the muscle, you're the brains. There you go. I love that. I love that. So let's talk about Wanda, the mother. Let's talk about your kids a little bit.
I love my babies.
And they love you.
I'm one of those mothers where everything I did it with my kids most of the time. Early on when we were working a lot, we missed a lot of their life. But with Elijah, I was right there for everything. I traveled AAU, I traveled high school, middle school, every game I went. I didn't care if they were just going to Dallas for a game overnight. I was right there.
Okay.
And it's like, no, mommy's here. I was one of those overprotective mothers, which is probably not as good, because my kids didn't spend the night with anybody. You got your
There's
own
nothing
bed.
wrong with that.
You got your own bed to sleep in. Now your friends can come and spend the night with you. I don't know what's going on in their house. Right. And so, I think Jasmine was the only one who kind of had a problem with it. Well, why can't I go? Why can't I go? And I was never one of those parents who say, because I said so. You can't go because we don't know what's going on over there. And if something happens, mommy can't get to you. And that helped.
I think girls are more, they get more upset behind something like that, because girls are cliquish, they want to hang with their friends and stuff, but no, you're absolutely right. You can't protect them when you don't know where they are, what's going on in that household.
And I think it's because of, again, my childhood. Maybe I need therapy. Because when I was little, we would go to our friend's house and things would happen to us that shouldn't have happened to children. So I'm like, you can't.
Well, when I was growing up, our friends and relatives, they used to always tease myself and my sister, because my mother wouldn't let us go anywhere. We couldn't even think about going to a friend's house. Negative. That was not going to happen. Now, if it was somebody from the church, she would allow that. But other than that, no. And we knew not to ask. And I was upset with that for a while.
Really?
But I understood. Once I became an adult, I understood, I'm glad she didn't let us go, everywhere we wanted to go and spend the night over a friend's house, because you don't know. You don't know what's going on. People can present a good front to you, but you really don't know. Now, I want to segue real quick. You are really into sports, right? We're going to talk about that. So you played basketball, right? Okay, tell us a little bit about that.
I played basketball middle school and high school.
Okay. What position?
I was always a guard.
Okay.
Always a guard. And I played, but it wasn't something that I wanted to pursue. So I didn't do it, I didn't do all the AAU and all that serious about it. It was just something fun to me. And I think if it wasn't fun, I would have stopped. So it was just something to do.
Now, how did you know you liked it or you were good at it? Is it because of your brothers or? Okay.
Basically because of my brothers. We always needed an extra person, and it was always me. And I would go in the house and my mom's like, why are you out there playing with those boys, getting your knees all scraped up? And I would be like, I'm in it to win. I want to win.
So you're also competitive, very competitive.
Very
competitive. That's good to know.
Yeah. So we always, and we had a basketball goal right in the front yard, and we shot and
Mhm.
played every day. Every
Wow.
day, yeah.
Wow.
Football.
Uh-huh.
I played football with the boys because I was better than most of them.
Okay. All right. Okay.
But yeah, we did. I did.
All right. Nothing wrong with that. So did growing up, did you imagine or you always knew you wanted to be a mother?
No, that wasn't even on my mind. I
Mhm.
think I just wanted, this is what I really wanted to do. And I was
Mhm.
on the track for it. I wanted to be an FBI agent. I did.
Wow. Okay.
I
you,
did
You heard it
all-
first here.
Yeah.
An FBI agent.
I did all the preparations. I did
Wow.
everything to get into it. And then I met Bishop.
Okay. So he kind of took that dream away, huh?
Yeah.
But for a much better life.
We have a running joke at our house because I used to work for the city in the city prosecutor's office.
Okay.
And he was like, I need you to quit your job. The ministry's taking off. I need you working with me. So, it was like a cut in pay. It was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
longer hours.
Yeah, yeah.
So I used to tell him I left my good job in the city.
Wow, an FBI agent.
I did. I wanted to get into the FBI.
Uh-huh.
I did. I think it started when I was working for the Center for Nuclear Waste. A
Mhm.
lot of those government guys
Okay.
were,
Okay.
and I was like, man, I want to be one of them.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Let's talk about some of your passion product. Well, things that you have passion about that you like to do, hobbies. What does Wanda like to do by herself or with friends besides shopping? Because I do hear that you're a little bit of a shopaholic, just a little bit,
just a
yeah.
little bit.
But you like to crochet.
I do.
Yes.
I make my hat. I do. I crochet all the time. I do.
Okay.
And I think I crochet because it brings me down.
And I was just getting ready
Yeah.
to say that.
'Cause
Okay.
if you work for
okay.
Bishop Brandon, the days just go by
Mhm.
so fast. Like
Mhm.
I'm working on a project for him right now, and I may have slept maybe 6 hours this week. I
Oh.
mean, because I'm working, I'm trying to get
Wow.
it done
Okay.
because it's due.
Mhm.
And he's like, got it done yet? Got it done. And so I work hard. So when I
Yeah.
spend his money, I
Mhm.
deserve it.
Oh yeah,
I'm
you
like,
deserve
oh,
that
yeah.
money, especially because you got a cut and pay. So
That's right.
you
That's
deserve it
right.
all.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So my blood pressure is always like 120/60
Okay.
all the time.
Uh-huh.
I never have high blood pressure
Yeah.
because every night I just sit up, I turn on some nice worship music,
Mhm.
and I sit and I crochet, I pray, I crochet,
Okay.
and I bring it all down.
Okay, so that's kind of like your me time,
Yeah,
which I'm a
definitely.
big believer of having me time, just doing something quiet that you like to do, no matter what it is. Kind of get yourself in tune with yourself.
Hmm.
So you've been crocheting for years.
Since I was like 11.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, since I was
Okay.
11. And
What else do you like to do?
I read.
Okay.
I read books. I love all kinds of books. I'm reading a book right now by a lady that was from Oakland.
Uh-huh.
She grew up and her mother told her she didn't want them. Her and her sister, she didn't want her. Her name is Dory Van Stone. And it's called, I think it's called The Girl Nobody Wanted. Something.
Wow.
That book is so good. So,
Okay.
she's a speaker too. She
Okay,
speaks a lot,
okay.
but she talked about how her mom didn't want her,
Mhm.
and how she went from foster home and aged out, and now she's a speaker. She's like a
Wow.
and,
Okay, I'm definitely gonna have to look that up.
Dory. I think it's Dory Van Stone. That's her name.
Dory is the first name.
Dorie.
Okay, probably on Amazon.
Mhm,
Right.
it is
okay.
on Amazon,
Okay, perfect. Well, First Lady Brandon, we are not out of message. We are just out of time. I told you the time would go by very quickly.
Yeah.
Please be sure to follow us on all social media platforms at Evergreen of Oakland. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this broadcast. Remember to join us every Sunday for our 8 a.m. Express worship service, followed by our 9:30 a.m. Sunday school class and 11 a.m. worship. Thank you all for watching and have a blessed night, and we'll see you next week here on Talk Evergreen.